Advanced tips for skinny guys. Let's get into it. First of all, this is my 7 months transformation in the gym, right? So at this point on the left here, I'd never set foot in the gym. I was 154 pounds and I'm 6'2". So I was super skinny for my height. And at this point over here, I'm 171 pounds and I'm still 6'2". I'm 171 pounds, but as you can see, I've got a lot more muscle mass and I'm a lot more leaner and more defined in this picture here. So this is my 7 months transformation. I went from this to this in just 7 months. These are the tips that I would give this guy over here to get to this point faster than I did, right? So let's get into it. The first tip, or before we get into the first tip, I did the test here when I was at this point over here. I did a test to show my body fat and I was 9.1% body fat. So as you can see in this picture, I was super lean and shredded. So I just put that as additional information over here. So let's get into it. The first tip that I can give you is always take pre-workout before you work out, right? Pre-workout is it's not really negotiable, it's a necessity, right? Because my workouts before taking pre-workout and my workouts after taking pre-workout were were so different. Like the difference was day and night. You just hit failure a lot more consistently when you're on pre-workout, and also you just have better workout sessions when you're on pre-workout compared to when you're not on pre-workout, because you can sometimes just grit your teeth to get through workouts, but you're not going to lift as much as you need to actually build that muscle to hit hypertrophy. You're not going to actually hit that failure as consistently as you should if you had been taking pre-workout, right? So pre-workout is a non-negotiable. You just have to take it. If you take pre-workout, you're going to work out so much better, so consistently, and you'll be able to build the most amount of muscle that you can, right? So a few tips of pre-workout, right? When you're starting off and you've never taken pre-workout in your life, right? What you want to look at is this number over here, right? So every pre-workout is like this number over here, which is just the number of the number of caffeine in the pre-workout, right? So it's this one, as you can see, it's fully dosed pre-workout. This is like the most amount of caffeine you find in pre-workout. It's 325 milligrams, right? When you start off, you do not want to take like a pre-workout that has 325 milligrams, right? Because what will happen is, of course, you're going to take the pre-workout, it's like fully dosed, it's a good pre-workout, but because you've never taken pre-workout before, you're going to have like the pre-workout itches are going to be like more severe. You're going to have, you might even have like a bit of dizziness and nauseousness or whatever, right? Just like because you've never taken the pre-workout, right? But if you start off with like a pre-workout like this one, which is like 100 and maybe like 60 milligrams per serving, when you start off with this much, right, this is like totally fine for you to start off with. This is the one that I started off with. This one called, it's like 6 star or something. You just want to look at this number over here. It's written on every single pre-workout, right? So you look at this number that says 325 milligrams, and you want to pick one that's preferably under 200 milligrams, right? So to start off with, pick one that's under 200 milligrams, and then, I mean, the most I think you can do is like 200 milligrams. I've taken a lot of different pre-workouts which are 200 milligrams, and 200 milligrams was totally fine. But also beforehand, I had also taken this pre-workout, the 160 something milligrams beforehand. So I added some time on pre-workout, right? But if you've never taken pre-workout, make sure you take one that is a number like 160 something, yeah, not 300. Do not take the 325 right off the bat, because it might have a bit of like side effects or negative effects, right? It's not really a bad thing, but in case you might like respond differently to it because it's a fully dosed pre-workout, just take the 160 something one to be safe to start off with it. But pre-workout is super good. It's an essential for you when you start off in the gym. The second tip is sauna, right? So sauna was actually a big tip that I didn't actually know about. If your gym has a sauna, this is going to be like super important for you. Even if you don't have a sauna at your gym, you can just like listen on this part, because I'll tell you a tip that you can use to utilize the sauna, right? So the sauna is important for muscle growth and it's also important for recovery, right? So What happens with the sauna is that if you're trying to build muscle, the sauna, when you go into the sauna for like 10, 15 minutes, right, 2 to 3 times a week, it's going to increase the hormone that's responsible for building muscle up to 17%. There's a study that says it increases that hormone up to 17%. That means that you're going to be able to build muscle, a lot more muscle, whilst you're not basically doing any extra work by like 17%, right? By just being in the sauna. And it's also really good for recovery, right? So if you go to the sauna after your workout, you're going to get a lot better recovery than you would if you just didn't use the sauna, right? So this is how you use the sauna. Every time after a workout, you go into the sauna for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And if you can do this 4 or 5 times a week, that's perfect, right? If you can't do this 4 or 5 times a week and you can only do this like 3 times a week, 2 times a week, what you want to do is you want to go in the sauna in intervals, right? So you want to go like 10 minutes, then you take a break for like 5, 10 minutes, then you go again for like 10 minutes, then you take a break, and then you go again for like 10 minutes, right? So you do like 2, 3 times in the sauna, and then you're just taking a break in between, you drink water in between, and then you just go again, right? If you don't have a sauna at your gym, what you want to do is you can find a sauna that's close by, like on a weekend or something, and then on a Saturday, like a random Saturday, you go out to the sauna, and then you just do the interval thing again, and then you do this like 5 times, right? You go in for like 15 minutes, take a break, 15 minutes, take a break, 15 minutes, take a break. You just do this repeatedly a lot of times, right? By the end of your sauna session, right, you'd have increased the hormone, and also you'd have gotten a lot of recovery, right? So sauna is absolutely crucial, right? And also, if you're trying to be lean, right, like I was here, if you're trying to be lean as I was here, the sauna is absolutely going to help you be in being lean, right? There's like lots of random studies that prove this, but the sauna will help you in being lean, and also again, it's really really good for recovery and muscle growth, which are the things that you need when you're in the gym, right? So that's the second big tip: utilize the sauna. The third big tip is gym partners. This one is an absolute important point, right? So I'll just go to the next slide, and actually I'll come back to this previous slide later. This one is absolutely crucial. Gym partners is absolutely crucial because look, for you to get progress in the gym, you need to be consistent in the gym. That's just like a given. It's obvious. You need to be consistent in the gym. But for you to be consistent in the gym for long enough, you need to enjoy going to the gym, right? For you to really enjoy going to the gym, imagine this scenario. You've got like two of your close friends. You and your close friends, you all go to the gym. The gym sessions are hype as fuck. It's fun. You guys are just laughing. You're like competing against each other. You're having friendly competition. The whole gym session is just fun and laughter, and it doesn't feel like you're forcing yourself to be in the gym. It feels like it's something that you want to do each and every single day. You look forward to going to the gym because you know it's going to be a fun like activity to do, right? If you think of the gyms, if you think of these gym sessions, and you think of like those gym sessions that you'd have by yourself, and you just go in there, you have your hoodie up, you're kind of like trying to be like entertained, and you're trying to like David Goggins your shit through it, and then just force yourself to go through the workout. Yes, you might maintain this for like 2, 3 months, but realistically, how long are you going to maintain just like this hard discipline thing of just forcing yourself to go to the gym, even when you really don't want to? Like when you really don't enjoy going to the gym, you don't really want to be there. How long are you just going to brute force your way through it, right? It's much easier if you just go there and you enjoy it, and also you get the benefit of like social experiences, which are like super super fun. There's like it's memorable experiences. The gym is fun by itself. It's just like every single benefit that you can think. And also, one of the more important things, friendly competition. Iron sharpens iron, right? The more you compete with your friends, you because you're not going to let your friends just progress whilst you're not progressing. The more you and your friends have competition to just like um push each other to see who's going to put the most amount of muscle or something, the more progress you're going to make by yourself, right? So it's literally a win-win in any situation that you can look at it. Having gym partners, good gym partners, is a win-win. I'll show you like just like a random video that I found of me and my friends training, the ones that I train with, right? Or you can't hear the audio. Ah, that's tough. I forgot to put the system audio on. But Me and my friends, we have like these gym sessions. Sometimes we have like these times where we just like record and everything, and it's super super hype. As you can see, I'll go back one more time. As you can see, it's just super hype. Me and my friends are there. We're all like hyped about the shape we're getting into, and it's like it's perfect if you want to build muscle. It's perfect if you want to make progress in the gym. Just going there with you and your friends, it's just more than perfect, right? So this is just like one of the more advanced tips that I'll give you here. The fourth tip is eating the same meals every single day, and these meals are high protein meals, right? This is super important because high protein meals, since like the meals are dense in protein, you're not going to put on that much body fat, if any body fat at all, because I used to eat this and I was still 9% body fat. You're not really going to put on any body fat. These are like really, really good for muscle growth, and also uh actually that's most of what you need, muscle growth and not putting on fat, right? So you eat meals like this where it's just like a plate of eggs, meatballs, an omelette, eggs, steak, chicken, eggs, more eggs, and I think all I eat is eggs. I need to become like a egg farm or something, because like now that I look at it, all I'm eating is eggs. But but eggs are like are very important because eggs are a superfood and one of the most important foods on the planet, right? So yes, it doesn't matter that there's just mostly eggs on all this place. Mostly eat eggs, eggs and meat. These are like that's going to consist of your main most of your meals, and try to eat these same meals as consistently as possible. And um at the same time try to incorporate a little bit of carbs before you work out, right? So before you work out, you want to have like some carbs and also protein. And then after you work out, you can have mostly protein. You can have a bit of carbs if you want. But before you work out, it's important that you have some carbs, because carbs are needed for energy, right? So you have carbs before you work out. Then after you work out, you can just have the protein and carbs. And if you look at this, it's just mostly protein. If you eat this consistently, it's going to be super, super good for your growth. And also, you're going to be lean, absolutely lean. I was 9% body fat just eating food like this consistently, right? It's going to be so, so, so good for you, right? So, that is it for these advanced tips. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching the video.